Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a short wheelbase Land Cruiser 70, this one here from 1998, making it a pretty rare vehicle. By the time 98 came around, these short ones were pretty rare, this one being the FRP top. And so not the final generation of the short body that we had here in Japan. Removable hardtop, flip downable windshield, short, actually medium short body. 2 doors, lifted up. That's a body lift, leaf spring, replaced leaf springs and replaced shackles. Lockable hubs on there, low gear ratio, switchable low gear ratio transmission, actually with aftermarket transfer case gears most likely. Pretty cool. It's a 4.2 liter naturally aspirated diesel engine. This is the 1HZ engine, known as, I guess, one of Toyota's most reliable engines ever made. These are good to 600,000 kilometers with a good servicing, and this one has 264,000 kilometers, so still plenty of mileage. It's a dual battery. The oil and coolant checkout and the timing belt was changed in 2011 at 201,000 kilometers. Now this is going to be a video reviewing the condition of the car. This one was bought for Australia, of all places. We don't send a lot of these 70 series to Australia. They typically will go to the USA. And I just realized as I was saying that, I missed one of the videos I was supposed to shoot with the report here. So usually we have the engine running, but instead I just jumped into the video. So the engine runs perfectly well. There's no issues with it. There's no weird smoke or anything coming out of the exhaust. And so I'll get that video after I'm done shooting this one. So let's go ahead and lower the hood. It's way up there because it's been lifted so much. And what a cool looking and feeling truck. There is nothing like the 70 series in my opinion. The Jeep Wrangler, it doesn't have the spirit of the Land Cruiser. I'm sorry if you love Jeeps. I love Jeeps too. The 70 series is the one that I would take. So I got the auction inspection sheet here. This is all the information given to us from the auction at the time of purchasing. It has a report from, I don't know why we got the cigarette lighter down there. It's weird. It has the report from the auction inspector as well as the seller. It's a little bit hard to read because it's sun damaged a bit, but bear with me as I translate this. So 1998 Land Cruiser ZX, 4.2 liter inline 6-cylinder engine, 4-wheel drive, of course, they all are. Auction grade 3.5, interior C, and it has power steering and power windows. They didn't circle it. 264, 319 kilometers at the time of auction. 5-speed manual. Lovely 5-speed manual. There is not very many manuals that I love as much as this. It doesn't feel snickety. It feels tough. It feels like you're shifting a Gundam, if that makes sense. So the sales points, 5-speed manual. Sakuwan exhaust. That might be a brand name that I don't know about. And then lifted up. Auto-free hubs. Converted over to manual hubs. That's an interesting little thing. So typically the Land Cruisers have these on the early models. This is a manual locking hub. The later ones got an auto locking hub so that you press the button and then these will power lock. These ones are more dependable, and so some people will change over to these manual ones instead of the auto ones, just to be completely certain that they have locked and they haven't malfunctioned. And judging by that and a few other things on the vehicle, I believe that there was a fairly serious, this is a fairly serious off-road build, but it doesn't look like it's been abused. And so, best of both worlds, maybe. Spare tire is removed. It's usually mounted onto the back, and then there is no bracket for the spare tire. Modified parts of the interior are unknown. There's actually a problem with the back seat, and I'll show you that in a second. And I don't know, but I believe that the cage in here, they are optional up until 1998 and 99, 2000, 2001. They're on all of them. And I think that this one didn't originally have it, and it was swapped in. And so the cage does make it a better vehicle. Of course, if you take off the top, it does look super cool, and it's going to be safer as well if you're going to be riding around topless in your Land Cruiser. Winter tires, this is the report section. Winter tires, audio has been removed, leaving a hole. It's true. Driver's seat has a cigarette burn and a repair to that. Headliner is ripped in several areas. Again, true. It is an old vehicle. It has a ripped headliner. Not much you can do about that. Rear bumper is missing. We actually found pieces of them and installed them. I'll tell you in a second. Body lift up, aftermarket wheels. Love the wheels on it. Front bumper and side steps have been put on, aftermarket pieces. Underside, slight surface rust. Rear fender lower section cut and modified. I actually couldn't find what they were talking about there. And then the body has some paint peeling here, and it's a color change from original black to a new version of black. So the whole body has been repainted. Has some S1 over here, that's rust, and a cracked tail light here. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you the body. And it looks striking. Seeing this driving down the street, it's bigger in real life than it looks like in the video. So do keep that in mind. So big, I can barely fit it all in one frame because I got K-vans here. Okay, like I said, the wheels, I love it. It's similar to a TE37 style, not exactly the same. I don't know what brand it is, and it looks like they've been repainted, but I love that bronze color. And like I said, I love the small wheels with the big tire look. That's some serious off-roading look. Mind you, these are winter tires, and so it's not typically something that you would use in an off-road car. More comfortable on the highway for sure, though, with those tires. The rear bumper, these black pieces were inside the car. We just put them on, and they're not completely bolted in. We just put them finger tight. And so those need to be properly installed when the vehicle arrives. Okay. The 70 series, in case you don't know, is only one of the two different generations for the utility version of the Land Cruiser. So everyone knows about the Land Cruiser 4D. It's the very classic the FJ40, right? Or the FJ is what people know it as. After that was done, there was the 70 series, and that's it. They continue to sell these now. And they look still fairly similar to this. There are no other utilitarian versions of the Land Cruiser. All the other ones are softer Land Cruisers. These are the robust ones, the ones that are going to survive the zombie apocalypse. Except if the zombies come, get the one without the openable top, because they'll smash right through that. Back windows, pretty cool. They can slide. The forward section can slide back, or the back section can slide forward. It says Land Cruiser up here. Kind of cool. A little bit of peeling paint on there. Actually, these only came in a few colors, and they never came in matte black like this. And they're usually speckle painted. So this one looks a little bit different, being smooth. I think they're only available in like white and silver, or maybe only silver. I could be getting that wrong. Okay, so looking at details, the front grille has been converted to a later Model 1. It's in good condition with a nice clean chrome on it. Here you can see the body lift block. It's about a 2-inch. The shackle lift is about 2 inches, and then the leaf spring, I don't know, but maybe another 2 inches. So in total, a 6-inch lift up, potentially. You can see the travel there that you have between the bump stop and the axle. That's probably 10 inches or so. Okay, front bumper, aftermarket. It doesn't cover the front tires, and so it's a very nice, cool look, and your aluminum shackles also really stand out there. Okay, these are the original marker lights. So they moved up to a more modern grille, but kept these marker lights here. And they painted over the Land Cruiser badge on both sides. Okay, the peeling paint that was mentioned on the auction sheet was right here on the A-pillar. And unfortunately, anything that is color changed is likely only going to last about 5 years before it starts to have peeling paint like that. Simply because aftermarket paint, particularly what I've seen in Japan, hasn't been done very well. okay, a little bit of fade there. The mirrors are okay, maybe a little bit of fade in them. Side panels are good, but the paint is fairly wavy. I'm going to give this repaint a 5 out of 10. Now it's glossy and the car looks great at first glance. If you're looking to be picky about the paint, you're going to see a bunch of wave in there. Okay, we also have a little bit of rust that was not found on the auction inspection sheet on the sills here. If you look down here, this has been repaired once and it's starting to crack a little bit. We also have a little bit of rust here on the mount for the rear suspension. And this sidebar, very cool looking, has been welded into the frame, so you won't be able to remove that unless you cut it off. The auction sheet did mention some S1, which is small rust. It's right here. It seems reasonable. And our gasket on this is coming off a little bit. It's also cracking and missing a bit here. Okay. The top has a few areas where the paint has started to crack off, like right here and right here. Okay, and our side step here has taken a little bit of a hit, it looks like. The side steps, because they're welded on and because they're a very durable unit, are very solid. They do not creak or rattle or anything. Okay. And there are a few minor paint drips on the body, but I'll show you the one that I'm thinking of. Right here. Okay. On to the interior, and I'll show you that seat that I was talking about. So Land Cruiser 70s have these barnyard style doors. Open those up. Looks like our speaker covers are rattling a little bit, and so they have been taped in place to quiet down the interior of the car. You can just take these off, I'm sure. And then the door cards themselves are in fairly good condition with just some minor chipping in the paint, like right here and a little bit. Oh no, that's not even one. Okay, you'll notice the seats aren't in the proper position. The attachment point here that it pivots on, nothing's attached there. They're just floppily sitting there, so you can't actually put that seat into the correct location. It is the OEM seat, but right here, something's wrong with it. And I don't really know what it is. See, this just free flops. It does not lock anywhere. The locking position for it down here doesn't have anything that is inside it, so something is broken or missing, and I don't know what it is. These seats are impossible to get. We have looked for them for other people, and I couldn't find any of them available secondhand, unfortunately. Okay, you get a 3-point seatbelt only if you get the roll cage. And then the roll cage, typically you get just a roll hoop on the early model ones, or the optional roll cage. And it bolts into that hoop and comes down onto your tire houses. Inside here is nice. There's no bad smells inside the interior. There's no damage to the carpet. There's no dead animal smell, which is good. I don't think I've ever seen one with dead animal smell, actually, but I have seen a ton that smell heavily of cigarettes. Seems to go with the lifestyle of Land Cruiser owners here in Japan. But this one's good. We have a small crack in the tail light there. Okay. OEM over fenders, they're not a fiberglass one. They're not extended, and so the large tires still fit within the fender flares. Okay, inside the front here, we have a little bit of damage on the door card. It's a very common thing for these Land Cruisers because the door cards are made out of like ballpoint pen plastic that's melted down, and a little bit dirty on the handle here. Going in here, love this. Check it out. It has the sprung seat, which you use this dial to set your weight up to 100 kilograms, and as light as 50 it looks like. And then the whole seat has suspension in it. So if you're doing some heavy duty off-roading, you can have a little bit of a more comfortable bum. A little bit of wear here in the seat, and a little bit of pilling in the bottom cushion. it's not so bad considering this has nearly 300,000 kilometers. And that's one of the cool parts about the 70 series. They're built to last, interior and exterior. How many cars have an actual metal dashboard in them? Okay, aftermarket steering wheel on this, which is okay because this was before the airbags came in. And so there is no airbag lamp that comes onto the gauge set here. There's aftermarket tweeters that have been installed. There's a little bit of like a glue mark for something that used to be mounted on there. And here's the rest of the dashboard. Now I didn't check the AC yet. That's in the video that I missed shooting. So I will check that soon. I'll let you know in that video whether the AC works or not. The vehicle has been smoked in, but it doesn't smell of cigarettes. So you can see the cigarette lighter has been used, and there is a little bit of ash remnant in the ashtray. I'm going to shift this, and I'm going to show you. And you won't be able to notice in the video so well. This feels so good for me right now. Oh, okay, I can get into reverse. E-brake is good though. And the vehicle runs and drives great. We ran it up and down the street a number of times while we were moving vehicles around, and it's all good. These are popular in Japan. They're spring-style cup holders. Center console is fine. And yeah, seats in the back that can't be used. For a lot of people who are interested in the 70 series, though, the rear, like if you want the short 70 series, rear seats aren't a priority for many of those people because it's pretty hard to get into the back, especially on a lifted one. It might as well be a two-seater. Got a little bit of a rip in the door card here, and that's about the last of the damages. So let me just double check this. And yeah, that's probably good. So that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and have a nice day.